let's just jump right into this interactive story explainer. Today, we're exploring the classic tale of the wolf and the seven little goats, and we're going to learn some incredibly important safety rules along the way. But hey, we aren't just reading a story today. No way. We're actually going to act like detectives. We'll be looking super closely at clues to figure out exactly how to stay safe when danger literally comes knocking at the door. Before we even meet our happy little goat family, I want you to really think about this. What would you do if someone you didn't know knocked on your front door? Seriously, think about it. Would you open it? Ask who it is? Or maybe run and get an adult? Keep that answer tucked right in your mind because, well, the little goats in our story are about to face this exact same test. Okay, so our story kicks off with 7 happy little goats just playing in a beautiful meadow. Total harmony, right? They're running with butterflies, birds are singing, it's perfect. But hiding out in the bushes, a big black wolf is watching them. Now this wolf is what we call cunning. That basically means he's super clever at tricking others to get exactly what he wants. And right now, what he wants is to turn these little goats into his dinner. So he patiently waits for their mother to leave them all alone. Soon enough, Mother Goat has to run out to the market for bread and cookies. But she's smart, very smart. She knows she needs to protect her kids from that big bad wolf. So she gives them some absolutely crucial clues to tell the difference between her and, well, danger. She tells them, look, your mother has a soft voice and beautiful white feet. But that wretched wolf, he has a rough, hoarse voice and black feet. She makes it crystal clear, whatever you do not open that door. All 7 kids promise their mommy they'll be perfectly safe. Don't worry, Mom. And the very second she heads off to the market, they doubly make sure to lock that door right away. Honestly, this is a brilliant first step for any safety plan. But here's the scary part. The wolf has this really sneaky step-by-step plan that he rolls out throughout the whole day. He doesn't just try once and give up. Oh no, he keeps trying to trick them, changing his disguise every single time. It all kicks off in the morning with his very first knock, where he super confidently claims to be their mother. Let's see how the goats handle test number 1. Bam, bam, bam. A loud knock echoes through the house. A booming voice says, "Hello, my children, open the door, your mother is back." Hearing this, the youngest goat just scampers right to the door, ready to fling it open. But wait, the eldest brother runs over and stops him. Let's think about our clues. The voice is super rough. So shout it out loud right now wherever you are. Should they open that door? No way, the eldest kid shouts. Go away, you big bad wolf. Our mother doesn't have such a hoarse voice. They wisely kept that door completely shut. Well, hearing this, the wolf gets so annoyed. He actually runs off and eats an entire box of chalk. He'd heard this would make his voice baby soft. Now, quick aside here, kids. Never, ever do this. Eating chalk is literally just going to give you a terribly bad tummy ache. But the wolf, he just gulps it all down anyway to perfect his disguise. By the afternoon, the wolf comes back and knocks a second time. And wow, this time, his voice is incredibly soft. He says, "Hello, kids, your mother is back. Look what I have got for you. Cookies, breads, and ginger." That sounds exactly like their mother. Plus, he's offering treats. But hold on, let's look closely at those clues we talked about earlier before we decide if that's actually mommy. Should they really open the door just because the voice sounds nice and promises goodies? Great job, you spotted it. Those smart little goats look right down at the gap under the door. And what do they see? The wolf's black feet. They instantly remember the rule. Their mother has beautiful white feet. So once again, they shout, "Go away, you big bad wolf." They stuck to their clues and they stayed safe. Phew. But remember, this cunning wolf is definitely not giving up. So what's his next trick? He runs straight over to the miller. He literally jumps into this massive mountain of white dough until he's completely covered in white powder from head to toe. Just like that, his black feet are totally hidden. Evening rolls around and he knocks a third time. "Kids, your mother is back. Open the door." Now listen, he sounds like mommy because of the chalk, and his feet look perfectly white because of that dough. The kids just kind of look at each other. The clues seem to match, right? So what do you think? Is it safe to open the door when you aren't absolutely 100% sure what's waiting on the other side? Oh no, they made a huge mistake. Believing it was really their mother, all the kids run and unlatch the door. The second it swings open, the big bad wolf just brushes off that white powder, lets out this loud, terrifying laugh, and says, "Hello, kids. Are you ready to become my feast tonight?" Their whole safety plan just completely fell apart the moment they let that trickster inside. It is absolute panic. The terrified kids are just running everywhere, desperately looking for hiding spots to save themselves. I mean, they're scrambling inside the kettle, jumping into the oven, diving under the bed, ducking into the pot. The youngest one even squeezes right into the clock case. But this merciless wolf, he finds almost all of them. He just pulls them out of their hiding spots one by one, rolls them up into a ball, and gulps them right down. With his belly completely full, the wolf lets out a huge burp and just wanders out of the house. Now, out of all 7 siblings, only one tiny little goat actually manages to survive. How? Well, because he was just so small and smart enough to stay perfectly quietly hidden inside that tall clock case where the wolf couldn't spot him. A little while later, Mother Goat finally gets back from the market. But wait, she finds the front door wide open. She steps inside to what is literally a mother's absolute biggest nightmare. Her peaceful little home is entirely upside down. Crockery is shattered all over the floor, curtains are completely torn, chairs are smashed to pieces, and worst of all, her children are just gone. She starts desperately crying out for them. Hearing his mother's sweet voice, the youngest goat finally creeps out of the clock case. He runs and hugs her, crying and howling. He tells her, "Oh, mother, the bad wolf disguised us by sounding and looking like you. He ate up all my brothers and sisters." He explains exactly how this stranger used a cunning disguise to completely bypass their safety rules and trick them into opening the door. But, actually, it's time for a pretty brilliant rescue plan. Mother Goat wipes his tears and tells him not to worry. They march out searching, and guess what? They find the wolf just sleeping out in the meadow, snoring so loudly the tree branches are literally shuddering. Mother Goat works fast. She tells her youngest kid to grab scissors and needle and some thread. Very, very quietly, she slits open the sleeping wolf's tummy and, amazing, pulls out all 6 of her kids, totally safe and sound. Then they fill his tummy with heavy stones, like as big as bowling balls, and stitch it right back up. And the wolf sleeps through the whole shebang. The next morning, he wakes up feeling unbelievably thirsty after his massive meal. He tries to walk over to the well for a drink, but his belly feels strangely super heavy. Of course, he has no idea his tummy is now full of heavy stones instead of little goats. He can barely even walk, but he slowly manages to drag himself right to the edge of the well. The very moment he bends down to drink the water, the incredible weight of all those stones in his belly just pulls him right over the edge. Splash! He falls straight down into the well and drowns. Now the kids are watching all of this safely from their window. They start jumping and shouting happily, "Mommy, Mommy, the wolf has died! Now we can play freely outside without any fear." The big bad wolf absolutely faced the consequences of his bad actions. So what's the big takeaway here? It's absolutely crucial that we learn from the little goat's mistake so we never have to deal with a big bad wolf of our own. Let's do a quick review of the safety rules we pulled from today's explainer. First, always keep the door locked. Second, never open the door when you are alone without a trusted adult. Third, look closely for clues. If something feels wrong, it probably is wrong. Fourth, never let yourself be fooled by strangers offering treats like cookies or bread. And finally, kind of the golden rule of life here. If you're bad to others, bad things happen to you too. Our goat friends survived, but wow, they learned a terrifying lesson about trusting strangers. Now it's your turn to take action. I really want you to turn to your parents, your guardians, or your teachers right now and talk about your own safety plan. Like, who exactly is the adult you trust to open the door? What are your family's special rules for staying safe at home? Have that conversation today for sure, because as we learn from that cunning wolf, knowing the rules and actually sticking to them is the smartest trick of all. So, I'll leave you with this. What's one new safety rule you're going to put into place at your house today? Stay curious, stay sharp, and most importantly, stay safe.